Did Pakistan get anything right in terms of their foreign policy post Operation Sindoor? I ask because Asim Munir did manage to enter the White House. Did they get the right lobbyists in DC that India probably didn't hire? There's a report out there.
ये देखो है ना ये.
Yeah, there's a report out there.
मैंने भी report पढ़ी है.
13 lobbying firms, including a lot of firms that have employed, old Trump cronies. So did they spend their money in the correct way?
No, if your question is did they get it right with Trump, answer is yes. They were able to reach him. That is evidenced,
yes,
right, by the visit, and you were mentioning the breakfast meeting.
Yeah.
That is evidenced by that. But have they got it right for Pakistan is the bigger question. So getting a breakfast with Trump is not solving the problems of Pakistan.
Yes.
And I think that is the.
Does Islamabad know DC better than New Delhi knows DC?
देखिए, no one knows DC because अब DC में कुछ नहीं होता है, हमारे लागू में होता है. So, the DC has changed. I mean, in some sense, American political elites have changed. I think all of us have to work very hard, especially India, in now identifying and working with this new America that has emerged. I started by telling you that the assumption that our rise will be celebrated should now be discarded. That is simply because a whole new set of actors have emerged in Western capitals, most visibly in America, who are far more self-centered and exclusive in their approaches, which makes transactionalism now both strategic and, in some sense, brutal. So we have to deal with this new emergence, and we will have to create an architecture that can deal with this new cohort that has emerged in the US, certainly. And by the way, I don't believe this will disappear with Trump. So any idea that this will just last, nothing that Trump did in his first term was actually removed from the table by Biden. Only the names were changed. Make America Great Again became Inflation Reduction Act. But basically, giving industrial policy incentives to their own companies and trying to attract manufacturing to America.
Which people say is the same in India.
The China decoupling became small yard, high fence policy. Basically preventing export of certain...
CHIPS Act.
The CHIPS Act was again, the same
export controls
exclusive policy, export control policy, right? So my point is, America has changed. First, let us reach that conclusion and let us imbibe it. That we are now not dealing with America of the 2000s. We are dealing with America of the 2020s. And this America has a very different texture, which will require us to actually deal with a whole new set of star cast. A whole new star cast has emerged in Washington, D.C. Do we have their phone numbers? And I think that's the big question we need to ask ourselves. Or are we dealing with phone numbers that don't respond to our needs anymore? And I think that's the big question all of us need to ask. Do we need to be dealing with the crypto bros and the tech bros, and do we need to be dealing with the whole new constituency of podcasters? If you are to, the ambassadors are passé, the podcasters are the new American ambassadors.
And the Indian CEOs out there.
True,
the diaspora.
True, the diaspora, right?
Yeah.
So my point here is that, of course, we will have to seriously reset the DC play, and I truly believe we are doing it. Okay. Now, has Pakistan got it right better than us? Look, Pakistan is a one-trick pony. So if you have only one issue to deal with, you have to deal with a very small constituency. So our relationship with America is very deep.
That we have so many Indians out there in very, they're rich, famous, they are in positions of power. So they should be delivering more, is the view that people have, that they should be delivering more than these firms that
but why should they be delivering more?
That Pakistan,
I disagree with this. Yeah. I disagree with this.
We should be having more lobbying arms than these.
No, I'm sorry.
Than the ones that Pakistan
Indian
employs.
Americans have no reason to be delivering more for you unless you have engaged with them over time.
Have we not?
And that is a question that we need to ask ourselves. That have we made them part of our story, of our thinking, of our designs? And if we have, then we should have expectations from them. But if we have used them only as photo opportunities and as a way to tout the prowess of our of our enhancement as a society, technology society, especially because you're talking about the tech giants, I think then it is unfair for us to expect that their affiliation will be anything more than superficial. If our engagement with them is superficial, why should their engagement with us be anything deeper? My point here is that we have an ability today to engage very deeply with many of them. We can today actually find ways of engaging them on substantial and significant ventures that will build India for the future. We are, for example, going to be hosting the AI Impact Summit in the beginning of next year, the one that President Macron had invited Prime Minister Modi to chair this year. Right? We are going to be hosting the next edition of that. Can we use that as the basis of pulling in many of these important leaders from around the world, making them part of this story, making them not only invest, which we ask them to all the time, but also design the journey ahead. So I think you have to give people ownership to assume ownership over them. Okay. And I think that's the relationship we need to build to counter the transactionalism that will allow anyone to succeed. Currently, if you are going to be fighting the battle of who gets to the lobbyist first and who gives the $1 million to the lobbyist to get that 1 hour meeting, it's a mug's game. Look, anyone who gets there first and has $1 million to offer will get that 30 minutes of fame. But if you want sustainable and significant and strategic change in the relationship, it has to be
they have to be part of the framework. I get that.
It has to be a framework approach. It can't be an individualistic
or gift him a $400 million jet.
Look,
again,
those are transactional. For me, I think I have an abhorrence from the idea that we should either bow to him or we should sign on to his arrangements. I disagree with that approach. I think
Qatar didn't do the right thing.
No, I'm not. Again, look, to each his own. Don't make me say things which I don't believe in.
Okay.
I think every country can come to their conclusions, and we don't have to be moralistic about it. But I truly believe that if we are not getting what we truly need to protect and to serve,
yes,
we should wait it out.
Okay.
We should be in no hurry.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.